On a clear, moonlit night in Eldergrove Forest, 13-year-old Arjun races against time to rescue a dog caught in a deadly trap. As he carefully frees the injured animal, their eyes meet, revealing a mysterious bond that hints at something greater. Together, they embark on a daring mission to protect the forest from a corrupt corporation, setting the stage for an adventure that will transform their lives and their community forever. Under the bright moonlight of Eldergrove Forest, 13-year-old Arjun Malik sprinted through the dense underbrush, his heart pounding in his chest. The cool night air was thick with the scent of pine and earth, and the ancient trees loomed overhead, their branches intertwining to form a natural canopy that filtered the moonlight into silvery beams. Arjun's sneakers crunched on the frost-covered ground, each step bringing him closer to the source of the distressing noise, a faint whimper that echoed through the stillness of the night. Arjun was not like the other kids at Willow Creek Middle School. While his peers spent their evenings glued to video games or kicking soccer balls, Arjun found solace in the wilderness of Eldergrove Forest. Adopted by Rahul and Meera Malik when he was 5, Arjun's connection to the forest was both a refuge and a passion, cultivated by his parents' dedication to conservation. Their home, nestled at the forest's edge, was a haven filled with nature photographs, hand-drawn sketches of local wildlife, and stacks of research journals that chronicled their efforts to protect the delicate ecosystem. Tonight, however, the forest felt different, tense, almost alive with hidden dangers. Arjun's breath came in sharp gasps, each inhale crystallizing in the cold air. Behind him, the sounds of heavy footsteps and muffled voices grew louder, a stark reminder that he wasn't alone in his pursuit. "This way, don't let him get away," a harsh voice barked, urging Arjun to move faster. He glanced over his shoulder, catching a glimpse of shadowy figures moving swiftly through the trees, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like searchlights in a battlefield. Determined not to be deterred, Arjun ducked under a low-hanging branch, his mind racing. He clutched a worn leather-bound journal against his chest, a precious keepsake filled with his father's detailed observations and his own sketches of the forest's hidden wonders. The journal was more than just a collection of notes. It was a symbol of his family's legacy and his own commitment to preserving Eldergrove. As he navigated the slippery, icy leaves, Arjun's eyes caught sight of a small clearing ahead. There, illuminated by the harsh beams of a flashlight, lay a magnificent German shepherd, its powerful frame ensnared in the cruel teeth of a steel trap. The dog's fur glistened under the light, but its eyes held an intense, intelligent gaze that seemed to pierce through the darkness and into Arjun's very soul. Despite its predicament, the dog showed no signs of fear, only a quiet strength that mirrored Arjun's own resolve. "I won't leave you," Arjun whispered, kneeling beside the trapped animal. He reached out slowly, his fingers trembling as he examined the rusty mechanism of the trap. The voices behind him grew closer, urgency and anger lacing their tones. "Check over there. The tracks lead this way," one of them shouted, momentarily diverting their attention. Seizing the opportunity, Arjun worked with desperate urgency, his hands deftly maneuvering the trap's jaws. Each second felt like an eternity, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. The dog remained eerily calm, its eyes never leaving his, as if it understood the gravity of the situation. Finally, with a metallic groan, the trap released its grip. The German shepherd carefully withdrew its injured paw but didn't flee. Instead, it stood protectively in front of Arjun, a low growl rumbling in its throat as the flashlight beam swept the clearing. "There he is," the harsh voice called out again, the flashlights now converging on the pair. From the shadows emerged 3 men in black suits, their faces hard with determination. The dog's growl intensified, its powerful frame tense and ready for action. Arjun felt a surge of courage as he stood up, placing a reassuring hand on the dog's fur. "We need to get out of here," he urged, knowing that staying could mean danger for both of them. But the dog, whom Arjun decided to name Rex, stood firm, its presence a silent promise of protection. The men advanced, and Arjun glanced around, spotting a narrow path leading deeper into the forest. "This way," he directed, taking a step towards the path. Rex responded immediately, leading the way with purposeful strides. The men exchanged glances, their frustration evident as they recalibrated their search pattern. As they slipped through the underbrush, Arjun couldn't shake the feeling that Rex was more than just a loyal companion. There was a mysterious connection between them, a sense of destiny that bound their fates together. Behind them, the men's footsteps faded into the night, but the urgency of their mission remained etched in Arjun's mind. Reaching a secluded part of the forest, Arjun and Rex paused to catch their breath. The forest around them was a living testament to time, its ancient trees standing tall and resilient against the passage of years. Arjun opened the journal, flipping to a page where his father had documented the unique flora and fauna of Eldergrove. "We need to protect this place, Rex," he said softly, his eyes meeting the dog's unwavering gaze. Rex nuzzled his hand, a gesture of trust and loyalty that reassured Arjun. Together, they stood as guardians of the forest, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Little did Arjun know, this encounter was only the beginning of an extraordinary journey that would test his courage, redefine his sense of family, and ultimately shape the destiny of Eldergrove Forest. In the weeks following his encounter with Rex, Arjun Malik found his life increasingly intertwined with the fate of Eldergrove Forest. Sterling Enterprises' presence loomed larger each day, their survey teams marking trees for removal and setting up heavy machinery that gnawed at the forest's serenity. Arjun and his adoptive parents, Rahul and Meera Malik, were at the forefront of the resistance, organizing community meetings and rallying support to protect the beloved woodland. One crisp autumn morning, Arjun sat at the breakfast table with his parents, the journal clutched tightly in his hands. "Another survey team is coming tomorrow," Rahul announced, his brow furrowed with concern. "We need to prepare the community and ensure they understand what's at stake." Meera nodded, placing a reassuring hand on Arjun's shoulder. "Your father is right. We have to stay strong and united. The forest depends on us." Arjun glanced up, meeting his parents' determined gazes. "I'll do whatever it takes to help. Rex and I have been exploring deeper into the forest. We found some new trails and hidden spots that could be crucial for our defense." Rahul smiled proudly. "That's my boy. Your bond with Rex is something special. Together, you two are making a real difference." Subplots and character development. As the conflict with Sterling Enterprises intensified, so did the challenges within the community. Arjun faced relentless bullying at Willow Creek Middle School. His peers mocked him for his dedication to the forest, calling him names like tree hugger and weird kid. Mikesh D'Souza, the son of a prominent local construction magnate, became Arjun's primary antagonist. "Why don't you just give up and join the rest of us?" Mikesh sneered during lunch, his friends laughing at his expense. Despite the hostility, Arjun's resolve only strengthened. He spent his free time with Rex, documenting the forest's unique flora and fauna, and strategizing ways to counter Sterling's advances. Mrs. Gupta, the elderly caretaker of the Eldergrove Research Station, became a mentor figure, sharing stories of past guardians and the forest's mysterious protectors. "Arjun, remember the legends of the forest guardians," Mrs. Gupta said one afternoon as they pored over old maps and records. "These woods have always had protectors who understood their true essence. Maybe you and Rex are the latest in that lineage." Arjun pondered her words, feeling a deeper connection to Eldergrove. "I want to honor that legacy, Mrs. Gupta. I want to make sure the forest stays safe for everyone." Challenges and obstacles. Sterling Enterprises' tactics grew more aggressive as they faced mounting resistance. Legal notices threatened the Malik family's research station, claiming unauthorized use of land and environmental violations. Arjun overheard snippets of conversations between his parents about shady legal maneuvers and attempts to undermine their credibility. One evening, while Arjun was sketching a new map in the research station's library, he noticed a strange symbol etched into the corner of a page. It matched the symbols he'd seen in the journal his father had kept. Intrigued, he began to investigate further, uncovering connections between past and present efforts to protect Eldergrove. Meanwhile, Sterling's influence seeped into every facet of the community. Local businesses started displaying banners supporting the development project, while others quietly withdrew their support for the Maliks. Arjun's reputation suffered as rumors spread about his family's motives and integrity. During a heated town hall meeting, Mikesh took to the podium, presenting Sterling Enterprises' vision for Eldergrove. With Sterling's investment, we can transform this beautiful forest into a thriving luxury resort, bringing jobs and prosperity to Willow Creek, he declared, his voice filled with conviction. Arjun couldn't stay silent any longer. Rising from his seat at the back, he approached the microphone, Rex by his side. This forest is more than just trees and wildlife. It's our home, our sanctuary. Sterling's plans will destroy everything we've worked so hard to protect. The room fell silent, tension thick in the air. Arjun's words hung heavy as he continued. We have evidence of Sterling's illegal activities, and we won't let them take what's rightfully ours. Climax preparation. Determined to gather undeniable proof against Sterling Enterprises, Arjun and Rex delved deeper into the forest's secrets. They discovered a hidden cave, concealed behind a curtain of vines, that seemed untouched by time. Inside, they found relics of past guardians, old equipment, maps marked with critical locations, and the complete journal of James Crawford, the first known protector of Eldergrove. As Arjun pored over Crawford's journal, he realized that the forest held more mysteries than he had ever imagined. The journal detailed not only environmental data but also accounts of unexplained phenomena and encounters with creatures that seemed almost human in their intelligence. One night, while Arjun was reviewing the journal under the dim light of a lantern, the sounds of heavy machinery echoed through the trees. Sterling's construction crews were moving faster than ever, their presence a constant threat to the forest's integrity. Arjun knew they needed to act quickly. With Mrs. Gupta's guidance, Arjun organized covert missions to document Sterling's violations. Armed with cameras and notebooks, he and Rex navigated the forest's treacherous terrain, capturing evidence of illegal logging, pollution, and the relocation of endangered species. Each discovery brought them closer to exposing Sterling's true intentions, but also increased the risk of being caught. One chilly evening, as Arjun and Rex were photographing a particularly ancient grove of oaks, they heard footsteps approaching. Swiftly, they hid behind a fallen log, hearts racing as a group of Sterling's men passed by, oblivious to their presence. The close call only fueled Arjun's determination to continue their mission. Developing alliances, amidst the growing conflict, unexpected allies emerged. Nisha Varma, Arjun's biological mother, who had been in recovery far away, returned to Willow Creek upon hearing of the forest's plight. Her arrival was met with skepticism and curiosity, but her first-hand knowledge of the forest's history and her own experiences with addiction added a new layer to Arjun's understanding of his heritage. Arjun, Nisha began softly, her eyes reflecting a mix of sorrow and determination. I've seen what Sterling is capable of. I want to help you protect the forest and our community. Her presence strengthened the Malik family, bridging gaps between past and present struggles. Together, Arjun, Nisha, and his adoptive parents formed a united front against the corporate giant, combining scientific evidence with personal testimonies to build a compelling case. Heightened tension. As the evidence mounted, so did Sterling Enterprises' desperation to silence the opposition. Arjun began receiving anonymous threats, warning him to back off or face the consequences. The harassment extended beyond verbal abuse. Equipment at the research station was vandalized, and crucial documents were shredded in the night. Despite the mounting pressure, Arjun refused to give up. He found solace in his walks with Rex, the dog's unwavering loyalty providing comfort amidst the chaos. Mrs. Gupta continued to mentor him, sharing stories of resilience and the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. One particularly stormy night, Arjun received a phone call that would change everything. A voice, distorted and menacing, warned him to stop interfering with Sterling's plans or suffer the repercussions. You're playing a dangerous game, kid. Back off before it's too late. Undeterred, Arjun knew that the stakes were too high to turn back. The forest was more than just a collection of trees. It was a living entity that needed protection, and he was determined to be its guardian. With the town divided and Sterling's influence pervasive, Arjun and his allies prepared for the inevitable showdown. They decided to hold a major protest at the heart of Eldergrove Forest, aiming to draw public attention and media coverage to Sterling's illicit activities. The plan was risky but necessary to rally the community and expose the truth. On the day of the protest, the forest buzzed with activity. Supporters from all walks of life gathered, holding signs and chanting slogans against the development project. Arjun stood at the front, Rex by his side, his voice strong as he addressed the crowd. "We are the guardians of this forest," Arjun declared, his eyes scanning the sea of faces. "Together, we can protect it from those who seek to destroy its beauty and its life. Let's show Sterling Enterprises that we won't be silenced." As the protest gained momentum, media outlets arrived, capturing the passionate stand of the community. However, Sterling wasn't about to let their plans be thwarted so easily. Their security team intensified surveillance, ready to suppress any dissent. Late that night, Arjun and Rex were documenting Sterling's latest encroachments when they stumbled upon a clandestine operation, a planned clearing of a critical section of the forest to make way for the resort's centerpiece. The evidence was irrefutable, but gathering it required sneaking into the heart of Sterling's operations without being detected. The tension reached its peak as Arjun realized that Sterling would stop at nothing to achieve their goals. With the support of Nisha Varma and Mrs. Gupta, Arjun devised a daring plan to infiltrate Sterling's headquarters and obtain the final piece of evidence needed to expose their corruption. Arjun knew that this mission would be perilous, but the fate of Eldergrove Forest depended on his success. As he prepared for the operation, he felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. Rex stood beside him, a silent promise of loyalty and protection. "Are you ready, Rex?" Arjun whispered, feeling a surge of determination. The dog nodded, understanding the gravity of their task. Together, they embarked on the most critical phase of their mission, ready to confront the forces that threatened their sanctuary. The day of the town hall meeting arrived with an air of anticipation and tension that seemed to vibrate through the very trees of Eldergrove Forest. The community center was packed, seats filled to capacity with concerned residents, supporters of the Maliks, and a contingent of Sterling Enterprises representatives, including the imposing CEO, Mr. Sterling. Media outlets had secured their spots at the front, cameras poised to capture every moment of the showdown. Arjun Malik stood at the back of the room, his heart pounding in his chest. Rex, his loyal German shepherd, sat patiently by his side, eyes scanning the crowd with a protective vigilance. Rahul and Mira Malik sat beside him, their expressions a mixture of pride and anxiety. Nisha Varma, Arjun's biological mother, stood nearby, her presence a powerful testament to the intertwined destinies of the Malik family and Eldergrove Forest. As the meeting commenced, Mr. Sterling took the podium, his charismatic demeanor masking the desperation beneath. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his voice smooth and confident, "Sterling Enterprises is committed to bringing prosperity and modern amenities to Willow Creek. Our development project will create jobs, boost the local economy, and provide the community with much-needed infrastructure improvements." Applause rippled through the crowd, though it was clear that not everyone was convinced. Arjun could feel the weight of skeptical gazes upon him, but he remained resolute. When Mr. Sterling finished, the moderator opened the floor for questions. Arjun knew this was his moment. Rising from his seat, Arjun walked confidently to the podium, Rex trotting beside him. The room fell silent as all eyes turned to him. "Mr. Sterling," Arjun began, his voice steady despite the butterflies in his stomach, "while you speak of progress, what you're truly proposing is the destruction of Eldergrove Forest, a sanctuary that has protected our community and its wildlife for generations. We have undeniable evidence of Sterling Enterprises' illegal activities, including unauthorized logging, pollution of forest streams, and even orchestrated arson to eliminate key areas critical to the forest's ecosystem." He paused, allowing the gravity of his words to sink in. Arjun reached into his backpack and pulled out a stack of photographs and documents. This evidence, which includes photographs of illegal logging operations, water contamination reports, and proof of arson plots, is here to show the true cost of your development project. Murmurs spread through the crowd as the media focused on the incriminating evidence. Mr. Sterling's facade began to crack as Arjun continued, but it's not just about saving the forest. It's about preserving our community's heritage, our families, and the legacy of those who have dedicated their lives to protecting this land. Resolution of conflicts. The room was charged with emotion as Arjun laid out the facts, but it was not just his evidence that swayed the crowd. Nisha Varma stepped forward, her presence commanding attention. "I am Arjun's mother," she announced, her voice strong yet tinged with vulnerability. "I've spent years overcoming my own struggles, and I've returned to support my son and protect this forest that gave me peace when I needed it most. Sterling Enterprises manipulated my past to discredit our family. But today, the truth stands clear." Her testimony, combined with the overwhelming evidence presented by Arjun, began to shift the community's perspective. Residents who had once been divided now found common ground in their desire to preserve Eldergrove Forest. The combined force of the Malik's and Nisha's heartfelt plea resonated deeply with the audience. Mrs. Gupta, the elderly caretaker, took the floor next, sharing stories of past guardians and the forest's mysterious protectors. "Eldergrove has always been more than just a collection of trees," she said. "It's a living entity that requires our respect and protection. Today, we stand together to ensure that Eldergrove remains a sanctuary for future generations." As the testimonies and evidence mounted, Sterling Enterprises' position weakened. The community's unity grew stronger, and support for the Maliks surged. Mr. Sterling, realizing the tide had turned, attempted to regain control. "We can still work together for the betterment of Willow Creek," he pleaded, but his words were met with skepticism and frustration. Arjun felt a surge of pride as the community rallied behind him and his family. The journey had been arduous, filled with personal struggles and relentless opposition, but the bonds forged along the way had proven unbreakable. Rahul and Meera Malik stood beside him, their unwavering support a pillar of strength. Nisha Varma, once viewed with suspicion due to her troubled past, now stood as a beacon of redemption and resilience. Her relationship with Arjun had evolved into a profound partnership, united by their shared mission to protect Eldergrove Forest. Mikesh D'Souza, witnessing the collapse of Sterling Enterprises' credibility, approached Arjun with a mix of regret and newfound understanding. "I was wrong, Arjun," he admitted quietly. "I see now that your fight was about more than just the forest. It was about preserving something invaluable to all of us." Arjun nodded, accepting Mikesh's apology. "It's never too late to do the right thing," he replied, his voice filled with compassion. The town hall meeting concluded with a decisive vote. The community overwhelmingly supported the protection of Eldergrove Forest, and legal actions against Sterling Enterprises were swiftly initiated. The development project was halted, and the forest was officially designated as a protected wilderness area, ensuring its preservation for generations to come. As the crowd dispersed, the Maliks and their allies celebrated their hard-fought victory. The research station, though damaged by Sterling's sabotage attempts, was revitalized with community support, symbolizing the renewal of both the forest and the town spirit. In the following weeks, restoration efforts commenced with the entire community united in their mission. Volunteers planted new saplings, repaired damaged trails, and worked tirelessly to heal the scars left by Sterling Enterprises. The resilience of Eldergrove Forest mirrored the strength of the community, as new growth emerged from the once-burned earth. Arjun and Rex continued their role as guardians of the forest, leading groups of students in conservation projects and educating the next generation about the importance of environmental stewardship. The bond between Arjun and Rex grew deeper, their partnership a living testament to loyalty and dedication. Nisha Varma became an integral part of the community, her experience and wisdom guiding both Arjun and the town through the healing process. The Maliks, now recognized as true protectors of Eldergrove, found their place within the community, their family bonds stronger than ever. Summary and message. The resolution of Arjun Malik's journey underscores the profound impact of unity, resilience, and unwavering dedication to what is truly important. Through personal struggles and external challenges, Arjun and his family exemplify the power of standing up for what you believe in, even when the odds seem insurmountable. The community of Willow Creek learned valuable lessons about the importance of environmental conservation, the strength found in diverse family structures, and the necessity of transparency and integrity in the face of corporate corruption. Eldergrove Forest, once threatened by greed and exploitation, became a symbol of hope and renewal, its protection a collective achievement that brought the town closer together. Arjun's story is a reminder that true guardianship extends beyond individual efforts. It encompasses the collective spirit of a community working in harmony to preserve and protect what they hold dear. The legacy of the Malik family, supported by the wisdom of Mrs. Gupta and the redemption of Nisha Varma, serves as an inspiring model for future generations to follow. As Willow Creek flourished under the protection of Eldergrove Forest, the bonds forged through adversity remained unbroken, showcasing that love, integrity, and courage are the most powerful forces for transformation and healing.